In a flurry of strikes, a young man named Su Hong practices his Vajra fist, hissing from the exertion. A fellow student marvels at his improvement, asking if he has already reached the coveted micro-level in martial arts mastery. Su Hong confirms he broke through 2 days ago. The student, impressed, declares that no one in the class can match Su Hong's Vajra fist and decides to head home, leaving the cultivation maniac to his training. As Su Hong prepares to leave, his teacher, Lee, stops him. The teacher's expression is serious as he brings up the 30,000 registration fee for the martial arts department, reminding Su Hong that the deadline is next Monday. Su Hong asks for a few more days, but the teacher can only sigh, explaining that while he knows Su Hong's family is struggling, the rules are absolute. Left alone in the empty training hall, Su Hong is crushed by the weight of the 30,000 fee. He remembers his past. His parents died in a ferocious beast disaster when he was just 3, leaving him in the care of his aunt and uncle. They discovered his talent for martial arts and have fully supported his training ever since, hoping it would lead to a high-income profession in their dangerous world. He feels a pang of guilt, realizing that his dream is making their lives even harder. Returning home late, he overhears his aunt and uncle discussing their finances. They decide the rent can wait. Paying for Su Hong's registration fee is the priority. His aunt says she will get another job, while his uncle suggests stopping his own medication to save money, insisting that little Hong's talent is too great to hold back. Overwhelmed with guilt, Su Hong enters the room. They fuss over him, telling him to rest. In his room, he lies awake, tormented by their sacrifices. He resolves that he must solve this problem himself. There is only one place a martial artist can earn that much money in just a few days. The next day, Su Hong arrives at the underground martial arena. An announcer's voice booms, welcoming the audience to a place where only victory and defeat matter. Life and death are irrelevant. She introduces the reigning champion, a hulking fighter wearing a red mask, known as Mr. Minotaur. The announcer tells the newcomer to show some passion and heat up the atmosphere. She whispers for him to provoke the crowd, explaining that rookies are troublesome. Taking the cue, Su Hong roars, declaring himself invincible against anyone below the level of a true martial artist and calling all weaklings to come and fight. The crowd erupts in a frenzy, shouting for his death. The first match begins. Su Hong believes his Vajra fist is enough to win a few rounds and collect the tuition fee. His opponent rushes in, but Su Hong calmly notes his strong momentum but unstable lower body, seeing an easy win. A single, powerful blow sends the challenger flying. Without pausing, Su Hong calls for the next opponent. The announcer declares the first victory for Minotaur. His second opponent is more formidable. The two trade blows and Su Hong feels the man's strong fist force, but knows his own is greater. He spots a critical opening when his opponent puts too much force into his upper body, leaving his waist exposed. Su Hong seizes the chance and ends the fight in a flash. After a third consecutive win, a well-dressed man watching from a private VIP seat, he remarks that the kid is unusual, his strength far exceeding an average martial apprentice. The man decides Su Hong is perfect for match-fixing and sends his subordinate, a fighter in a White Fox mask called White Fox, to take care of him. He warns White Fox not to reveal that he is a true martial artist. One victory away from the 60,000 prize, Su Hong is shocked when his final opponent is revealed to be White Fox, a known quasi-martial artist. He knows the match will be difficult, but he cannot afford to lose. The bell rings and the final match starts. Knowing his cultivation realm is lower, Su Hong attacks first with all his might. But White Fox stops his punch with ease. The terrifying power behind the block stuns Su Hong, who realizes his opponent isn't a quasi-martial artist at all. He's a true martial artist who deliberately suppressed his vitality. Before Su Hong can react, White Fox unleashes a devastating Thunder Rush fist, leaving him bleeding and broken. White Fox taunts him, asking why he only defends. Su-hong struggles to withstand the onslaught, knowing he will lose if it continues. He desperately searches for an opening to counterattack, but the barrage is too intense. His consciousness begins to fade. Standing over the defeated Su-hong, White Fox informs him that he won't receive a single cent of the prize money. However, his teacher invites Su-hong to join them. If he agrees to fix matches for them in the future, they will pay him the prize for this match. Burning with indignation, Su-hong refuses to do such a shameless thing and accuses them of being unworthy of the title of martial artist. Enraged, White Fox declares his intention to cripple Su-hong, ensuring he could never become a martial artist in his dreams. As the crippling blow descends, visions of his family's sacrifices flash through Su-hong's mind. He cannot let their efforts go to waste. He thinks of his promise to give them a good life and screams that he will never accept a future of failure. A system window materializes before his eyes, asking what he is willing to sacrifice for his family. With a final, desperate roar, he bellows, "Everything!" With a defiant roar of "everything," Su-hong's world vanishes. He finds himself in a dark, empty space, wondering where he is. A colossal, radiant, winged being materializes before him, and with a flash of light, he's thrown backward. A translucent blue screen flickers to life in front of him, a status window displaying his attributes and martial skills. He notices a tab labeled Mission and instinctively taps it. The system reveals the Way of the Arena mission, to polish his martial arts and defeat the White Fox waiting in the outside world. The objective is to upgrade his Vajra fist to the mastered level and his other skills to the micro level. It's a beginner's mission with no reward, but promises to unlock a guide. Suddenly, a perfect clone of himself appears and attacks with a flawless, textbook-quality Vajra fist. Su-hong realizes this isn't an enemy, but the ultimate role model. He eagerly engages, seizing the chance to learn from a perfect version of himself. As they spar, a progress bar for his Vajra fist proficiency jumps from 7% to 10% in moments. He understands that this mysterious space allows for rapid skill upgrade. He fights with renewed determination, his skills advancing at an unbelievable rate. In what feels like an eternity of intense combat, his floating light palm and void step reach 100% and evolve to the micro level. Finally, his Vajra fist also hits its peak and breaks through to the mastered level. Exhausted but triumphant, he gives a grateful nod to the clone as it dissipates. A notification congratulates him on completing the mission and asks if he agrees to return to reality. He accepts. Time snaps back into motion in the arena. White Fox, his attack halfway to completion, sneers at Su-hong's mysterious glowing aura and strikes with his Thunder Rush fist. But now the attack seems laughably slow. Su-hong dodges with ease and lands a single, devastating punch that knocks White Fox out cold. The entire stadium falls into a stunned silence. Su-hong walks calmly to the dumbfounded announcer and asks when he will receive his prize money. Jolted back to reality, she hastily declares Minotaur the winner of the 60,000 grand prize. In the VIP suite, the arena boss is in disbelief. He questions how a mere martial apprentice could possibly master the Vajra fist, a feat beyond most true martial artists. He furiously orders his men to follow Su-hong and uncover his true identity. Su-hong leaves the arena, sensing he's being followed. He slips into the dark alleyways, his movements fluid and sure, easily losing the thugs tailing him. An hour later, he arrives home and places the stacks of cash before his astonished aunt and uncle, who ask if he robbed a bank. Su-hong smoothly lies, explaining that the master of a dojo where he sparred was so impressed by his talent that he decided to sponsor his studies. His aunt remains skeptical, but his uncle proudly declares that their boy would never lie to them. Later, on the roof, Su-hong looks at his system window with a grin. His family's financial troubles are solved. The system notifies him that by defeating a higher-level opponent, he has earned 67 martial value points, which can be used to increase his vitality. He immediately pours points into it, and his vitality stat climbs to 90, elevating him to the rank of a quasi-martial artist. He feels a surge of power and decides to use all the remaining points. As his strength skyrockets, the wounds from his fight completely heal. Feeling an endless reserve of new power, he heads to the deserted school drill ground to test his limits on a combat power tester. Deciding to start with just 70% of his strength, he winds up and throws a punch. The machine instantly overloads, smoke starting to come out of it, and shatters. He mutters about the tester's poor quality, hoping he won't have to pay for it, before quickly fleeing the scene. Moments later, a furious groundskeeper arrives, screaming about which bastard broke his equipment and vowing to punish the usual suspects. In the gymnasium of Star City No. 1 High School, students were buzzing with gossip. The main topic was Chen Shan, who had been beaten up after smashing a tester machine the previous night. A student explained that Chen Shan had been punished by the principal and forced to take the blame because he refused to admit to his actions. Their chatter was interrupted by the principal, who introduced his old comrade in arms, a Tier 3 martial artist named Chen Tian. The guest instructor announced he was there to teach everyone a C-rank martial art, the Thunder Rush Fist, and expected them all to learn it well. Hearing this, the protagonist, Su Hong, became determined. He knew that learning such a technique outside of school would cost a fortune, and he resolved to seize this rare opportunity. The instructor, Chen Tian, declared he would demonstrate the fist 10 times, and how much the students learned would be up to them. As the students marveled at seeing a Tier 3 martial artist for the first time, Su Hong recalled that this was the same technique the White Fox had used. Chen Tian began his demonstration. He explained that at the basic level, the Thunder Rush Fist emits a single sound of thunder. Mastery progressed through levels. 3 sounds for proficient, 5 for micro-level, 7 for mastered, and a full 9 sounds for the perfect realm. He advised the students to aim for just the basic level for today. Hours later, the students were exhausted and dejected, finding the C-rank art far too difficult to learn. Suddenly, Chen Shan, the school's top genius, successfully executed a punch with a single thunderous sound, reaching the basic level. The principal proudly pointed him out to Chen Tian, asking if he was interested in mentoring the boy. However, Chen Tian was unimpressed, remarking that in other cities, this was merely a passing grade. He lamented that the students were not up to his standards. As the two men walked away, Chen Tian commented on the cruel nature of martial arts, where talent was far more important than hard work. Just then, they were stunned by the sound of a 7-sound Thunder Rush Fist. A student had reached the mastered level after just half a day of practice. Chen Tian's shock turned to disbelief as he realized it wasn't 7 sounds, but 9. Someone had achieved the perfect realm. He urged the principal to help him find this prodigious student, but by the time they rushed back, the individual was gone. In the aftermath, Chen Tian was ecstatic. Witnessing the perfect technique had given him a sudden inspiration, allowing him to break through to the 8-sound level himself, a feat he thought he might never have achieved in his lifetime. Elsewhere, Su Hong walked away, reflecting on how exhausting the C-rank skill was. A look at his status panel confirmed his success. His Thunder Rush Fist was listed as perfect. His next goal was to earn martial values to break through to the rank of a true martial artist, and he wondered if sparring would be enough to earn them. Su Hong arrived at his workplace, the Raging Thunder Dojo. Inside, he saw a purple-haired youth named Li Yan berating and kicking another student. A friend explained that Li Yan was the disciple of a new, powerful instructor who was arrogant and taught his classes with disdain for the common students. Su Hong stepped in, stopping Li Yan's attack. Angered by the interference, Li Yan challenged Su Hong to a one-on-one fight in the arena, a challenge Su Hong calmly accepted. Their confrontation was cut short by the arrival of the new instructor, who announced that class was starting. Li Yan told Su Hong he was lucky and backed off, while Su Hong noted his opponent's arrogance. The instructor, Li Yan's master, declared he would only demonstrate the Raging Sea Spear technique once. Li Yan scoffed, believing it was impossible to learn from a single viewing. Su Hong, however, focused intently, absorbing the movements. After the brief demonstration, the instructor left the students to practice. While most were confused, Su Hong understood the technique's core principle. The spear must flow with the momentum of endless waves. He picked up a spear and began to practice, his movements fluid and precise. The other students watched in awe, whispering about what a martial arts prodigy he was. From a distance, Li Yan was shocked, unable to believe Su Hong had actually learned the technique so quickly. A friend warned Su Hong to be careful, as Li Yan was very strong. Undeterred, Su Hong approached Li Yan and asked for a match. Intrigued, Li Yan decided to test Su Hong's true ability, offering to give him some pointers. He attacked with a micro-level Raging Sea Spear technique, but Su Hong effortlessly countered, unleashing a proficient-level version of the very same skill. Li Yan was left completely stunned, unable to comprehend how his opponent had surpassed him in an instant.